Imagine playing a video game that risks frying your graphics card. Don't do it. Don't. You understand me? Don't play New World on my 3090, or else if the card gets fried, you're going to get fried too. Stupid ass bird. Skip it up and that up. So on July 20th, Amazon released its closed beta of New World. And of course, people are going to try it out. But if you have access to the closed beta and you own, well, pretty much any dedicated GPU, don't play it because there's a risk it could fry your graphics card, especially the 3090. That seems to be really getting toasted by New World. Anyway, this comes from gamerrant.com. I'll read it to you, then we'll discuss. As of this writing, the New World beta hasn't been going on for a full 24 hours yet. However, there are forums all over the internet indicating various problems. New World's menu alone is having players' PCs make weird noises. I know exactly what they're talking about. They're talking about coil whine. Because if they don't have the frame rate capped in a menu, then the frame rate goes up to like, sometimes I've seen like 1,000+ frames a second, and then you'll hear coil whine. And sometimes graphics cards just make coil whine, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's especially on AMD cards, I've noticed personally throughout the years. It doesn't mean the card is defective. As a matter of fact, I've heard people's PlayStation 5s, mine doesn't do that, have coil whine. Coil whine does not equal defect. I just want to let that be known. So if you're hearing a noise like that's coil whine. That's not a defect. So I want to put that out there. Continuing on. Anyway, systems have become extremely hot, crashed the game, and more. Like I said, there's some 3090s that have been fried. Problems like these may have a variety of quick fixes depending on the setup, but the reports run the gamut from the 2060 to the 3080. While some may deem it unplayable for them and move on, 3090 users are having the worst of it. And this is a Twitch streamer, Glad, over on Twitter. He posted this. Attention! Playing the New World beta on my EVGA 3090 has fried my graphics card completely. There are many accounts of this same thing happening with the same card with the same game. I just want to make sure that this doesn't happen to others. Now, the 3090 specifically that seems to be having the most issues, even though I don't think you should try this game on any graphics card until they resolve the issues, is the EVGA 3090 for the Win 3 graphics card. If you have that one, I wouldn't play this game at all because they said it runs the gamut from 2060s to 3080s, but especially if you have that EVGA 3090, that's exactly what I have right here. Granted, I don't really play MMOs at all, so nothing to worry about for me, but if you have a 3090 from EVGA, run from this game. Do not even download it and even attempt to install it until they have a fix. Now, Amazon has an official statement on New World, and they're trying to ease fears because this is absolutely disastrous for them, because this means many people won't even try the closed beta or the game if they know that it could risk ruining their hardware. So this is what they had to say about the situation. Hundreds of thousands of people have played in the New World closed beta yesterday, with millions of total hours played. We've received a few reports of players using high-performance graphics cards experiencing hardware failure when playing New World. New World makes standard DirectX calls as provided by the Windows API. We have seen no indication of widespread issues with 3090s, either in the beta or during our many months of alpha testing. The New World closed beta is safe to play. In order to further reassure players, we will implement a patch today that caps frames per second on our menu screen. We're grateful for the support New World is receiving from players around the world, and we'll keep listening to their feedback throughout the beta and beyond. Now look, there could be other variables that cause people's graphics cards to be fried. I don't want to, and it's not that I'm saying people did a bad build. Maybe there was a problem with the power supply, and the power supply was on the brink of, a bad power supply could fry other components. So if someone had a power supply that, even though it was an 850 watt plus platinum power supply, but they've been using it for a few years and some components inside of there are long in the tooth, it could have been sending for lack of a better term, dirty power to the 3090, and that's what fried it. I remember before I learned my lesson in 2009, I bought one of those like bare bones kits that came with a power supply in the case, fried 2 motherboards and everything in it. Yeah. So my point being is that like they're saying, there's a lot of people that played this game and it was the minority or a small portion that had issues, and there could be other variables that caused their systems to crash, and it was just maybe the high frame rate that the game menu was in that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and eventually their systems were going to fail anyway. However, with that being said, would I try this game if you have an RTX 3090 from EVGA? No. Don't take the risk. Let them iron out the bugs with the beta, and I wouldn't go near the game with any dedicated graphics card until they figure out what the hell is going on, because is it worth it to try a beta of an MMO risking your system being destroyed? Just let them figure out what's going on, and when there's the open beta and they officially say they resolved all the issues, then you could try it. Right now, it ain't worth frying possibly a $1,500 graphics card. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.